A24, probably my favorite movie production company at the moment. Started out in the game back in 2012 and released their first movie in 2013. I recently saw their newest film, production Opus, that just came out like last week. And it got me thinking, I really like A24, but I haven't seen even half of the movies that they released. So wouldn't it be fun to kind of go through the filmography from beginning to end and watch them all, review them, let you know what I think? We're going to start with Opus because I just watched it, and then I'll go back to the beginning. And then as new things drop, I'll probably do those and then go back to wherever I left and filmography. So I'll start with Opus. Here we go. Opus released this year by Mark Anthony Green. It's his directorial debut. I didn't love this movie, but I didn't hate it. It's basically about this pop star, Alfred Moretti, who's played by John Malkovich, who's fantastic in this. He's been missing for 30 years in action, and he's back with a new album, and he invites people, AO being one of them, to come to this like place out in the desert, like this commune thing, to kind of listen to the album, get it first dips, and then things get weird. Frankly, I've seen this movie enough times already. I think that's why I didn't really think it was fantastic. I thought it was okay. It really has big Get Out vibes, big The Menu vibes, big what's that Zoe Kravitz movie that just came out, Blink Twice. These movies where the main character shows up somewhere and it's like obvious that something's wrong, but they stay anyway, and you're just kind of like, what are we doing? I will say that Ao's character is written well, and the energy between her and John Malkovich is fun. Malkovich is fantastic in this. It's so great to see him having fun. Juliette Lewis is in this. She doesn't have a lot to do. Her walk's pretty fun, though. Most of the supporting cast doesn't have a lot to do in this. This movie just okay. I thought the third act could have been a little bit stronger. There's some kind of graphic violence in it, but it's like nothing that, I haven't seen it executed better in other movies. So for me, it gets 6 out of 10. All right, let's go back to the very beginning. Charles Swan. This movie sucks. Don't watch it. It's not good. A24 started from the bottom, so I guess they could build up to where they're at now, because this movie is hot garbage. It's directed by Roman Coppola, one of Francis's children, one of his spawn, and I can only imagine that this was maybe like a favor for some reason, because like I don't understand why A, this movie exists, and B, the people in it, like, what are you doing here? Like, why is Bill Murray in this movie? Why is Jason Schwartzman in this movie? Patricia Arquette's in this. For some reason, they dragged Aubrey Plaza into this, and it's just kind of like, damn, man, what are y'all doing in this piece of shit movie, man? This movie sucks. The plot's basically, what's his dummy's name? Charlie Sheen is the lead, and he plays this guy, Charles Swan, who's dumped by his girlfriend, and then he has, like, all these, like, weird, like, fantasy nightmare things that are happening in a movie. To me, the movie feels like it really wants to be like a Michael Gondry film, kind of like Eternal Sunshine, but it just, like, doesn't. It just doesn't. It doesn't have the juice. This movie sucks. I was annoyed the entire time I was watching it. It's not funny. Don't ever watch this movie. It's trash. 2 out of 10. Coming up next, we have Ginger and Rosa. Ginger and Rosa is kind of like a coming-of-age drama. It's directed by Sally Potter, excuse me. I like this movie. I thought it was well written. I thought it was well directed. I thought that the plot was cool. You kind of have these two... the protagonists are kind of born around the same time, and they're like best friends basically since they were kids. In the backdrop, you have like kind of Cold War stuff happening, so people are very afraid of World War III. The lead in this is fantastic. It's Elle Fanning. She's cooking, and she's like, I don't know, 13 or 14 when this came out, and she's incredible. I didn't recognize her game prior to this. She's a great actress. The rest of the cast is fine. You've got some people that you've seen other things, like Christina Hendricks is in this, Oliver Platt. What's the guy's name? He's always the bad guy. Alessandro, whatever. He's in that really bad Craven movie. He's the Rhino in that. He's in this. He's in the Face Off. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway. This movie's about Elle Fanning. She's great in this. Everyone else is just trying to be as good as she is. The movie kept me engaged the entire time. The plot, has some dips, and you're you know, emotional ups and downs. But yeah, Elle's fantastic in this, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. The rest of it was fine. Oh, there's a lot of good jazz in this movie. You get some Miles Davis with points for that. 6 out of 10 for me. It's worth a watch if you're into coming of age stuff. Next up, Spring Breakers. Spring Break forever. This movie rocks. It might be kind of controversial, but I really liked it. I think Harmony Kormine's kind of like hit or miss for me with his direction, but I thought this movie was a lot of fun. It's in his words, he was trying to take influences from Gaspar Noé and a Britney Spears video and kind of mash them together, and I thought it worked out great. I love this movie. I thought it was so much fun. Franco's having a great time. His character is just too much. I thought he was super, super fun to watch. Just kind of be a dirtbag. Gucci Mane's in this. Always good to see Gucci in anything. And then I think this is the first movie Selena Gomez and Vanessa Hudgens ever did, and they're both fine in it. All the girls are in it, or whatever. They're serviceable. I love the cinematography in this. It's like really fun and like vibrant colors. The use of music's very well done. This movie is an experience, man. It's kind of a time capsule. I don't think maybe people still prioritize the Spring Break. I don't really know. But this movie was super fun. It's kind of over the top. It's a little campy, but I really liked it. For me, it gets a solid 8 out of 10. Then I had to watch this. And watching this after Spring Breakers was not it, because the crime in Spring Breakers is like kind of fun and like I kind of understand it. Kind of, not really, I guess, but it made more sense than this. The Bling Ring is Sofia Coppola. Coppola's again. The movie's about a real story of these like teenagers, I guess, high schoolers, who are breaking into famous people's houses like Paris Hilton. Name a famous celebrity from the mid-aughts. They broke into their house and stole their stuff. I just did not care about anyone in this movie. I didn't care about any of the actors. I didn't care about their stories. I didn't care about anything they were doing. The only person I thought was cooking in this was Emma Watson. She's pretty great. I really liked kind of the character she portrayed, the kind of vapid wannabe celebrity energy she was bringing to the table was fantastic. Everyone else was mid or trash. This movie was boring. The script's whatever. Cinematography's whatever. I love Sofia Coppola, and I know what she's capable of. I'm not really sure why she made this movie. I don't know. It's not for me. I just don't think this one's for Steve. 5 out of 10. Watch it if you're into celebrity stuff and celebrity worship. Not my bag. And we got a Spectacular Now. It's kind of another coming of age story. You got Miles Teller. Miles, who's been in Whiplash, which is a incredible movie. If you haven't seen it, watch Whiplash immediately. One of the best movies I've ever seen anyway. He's playing an 18-year-old, even though he's really like in his mid-20s, when this is maybe whatever. This movie was filmed in Athens, which is kind of cool because I'm from Georgia, so it's kind of cool to see Athens stuff. Shout out Rock Street Records. Yeah, this movie was fine. The script's good. The performances are great. I really liked Shailene Woodley's her name. She plays Amy, which is like his girlfriend in the movie, and she's great. I want to see other stuff she's in. I thought she was fantastic. Brie Larson's in this. She's fine. She doesn't really have a lot to do. Jennifer Jason Leigh's good in it. You got Bob Odenkirk in it for a second. He's not really doing a lot, but it's always good to see Bob in something. Like this movie, the plot's pretty straightforward. You know, the kids. Miles' character Sutter is about to graduate, but he's kind of a mess up. He's like drinking all the time and partying all the time, not taking his life too seriously. And it's kind of watching him kind of deal with the realization that he needs to get his shit together, as well as kind of dealing with his own personal demons revolving around the absence of his father and his relationship with his mom and his sister. It's fine. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. Did it knock itself off? No. I really did not like the third act of this movie. I feel like I'd give it a higher rating if the third act was stronger, but I just thought it was kind of like meh. So for me, it gets a 6 out of 10. So that's it for now. I've got a few I'm really looking forward to on the deck. Denis Villeneuve movie I've never heard of called Enemy. What's next? Let me check really quick. I think there's actually Under the Skin, which is a banger. I've seen before. I haven't seen it in a long time, so that should be fun to watch. And then a bunch of things I've never even heard of. Locke, obvious Charlie Rover. I don't know any of these movies, so maybe they're good, maybe they're not. We'll see. I'll let you know. Have you seen any of these movies? What do you think of them? Do you think they're good? Do you think they suck? Are you going to see any of the new A24 movies? Holler at me. Let me know what you think. Peace and love. Bye.